Hello YouTube. I know, that's another long pause for content. That's because I've been up to some extreme nastiness. I mean, spying and espionage. Reading and thinking. I took a break simply because I have nothing worthwhile. Instead of wasting your life with some worthless Kuscheiße, I'd much rather just leave you alone, which I myself consider to be one of the highest form of respect. But I do have something cool for you today. A contact lens case, a subminiature film camera. Or, to call it by its much deserved and much more recognizable name, a spy camera. Not to be mixed up with the phony shit you find on Alibaba to shut up a rampaging 5-year-old who watched too much James Bond. The Minox camera is a bona fide, legitimate spy camera, designed and built to be suitable for the collection of covert information. There are several different models of Minox subminiature cameras. The one you are looking at right now was a Minox III. One of the smallest machines of the Minox family. Hold up, I hear you say. It's a damned camera. It's a bunch of lens and plastic. That's not a machine. Well, hold my Jägerschnitzel, Hans. Wait till you hear this. In fact, the Minox III is 100% analog, which means all that action you heard back there were all mechanical. No batteries or circuits. The shutter, winder, and lens are all powered by cogs and springs. The Minox III is indeed a little machine of its own. Now that I have your attention, let's take a closer look at the camera. There are 3 sets of controls here: shutter speed, focus dial, and the shutter button itself. The shutter speed controls how long the film is exposed to light, and the focus dial adjusts the lens to accommodate for the distance between you and the subject of interest, be it the name list of Allied spies operating in the Fuhrer bunker, or something totally normal, such as your house cat wolfing down a 20-inch pan of 6-cheese lasagna. There is one additional meter on the panel, which is our exposure count. It simply counts how many times you have operated the camera from 0 to 50, which is the capacity of a roll of black and white film. Quite impressive for such a tiny device. To take a picture, simply slide the body of the camera out, set your shutter speed, point the camera at the subject, and press the little silver button. After that, snap the camera back, and the film will automatically advance to the next shot. Faster shutter speeds lets in less light and leads to dimmer photos, but it allows you to capture fast-moving objects. Useful if you need to spy on those new Spitfire jets the British are developing, but probably not the best for portraiting your mistresses under dim candlelight. This thing has been around for well over half a century, yet it somehow appears less damaged than some of us, which was not made that long ago. It's that German engineering, man, I'm telling you. There are a lot of interesting things going on the sides as well. On the user end of the camera, there is a viewfinder, corrected for parallax. The coating a little faded, but relatively clean and operational. On a, so to speak, business end of the camera, there is the actual camera lens, which also possesses a neat little trick of its own. A black circle indicates a cocked shutter, and when you release the shutter, the circle disappears. There is also a set of dual-color filters for the camera lens. Controlled by this narrow lever, you can apply either filter to compensate for extreme lighting conditions, or to fully explore your creativity. I cannot express how much I like this feature. It is the icing on the cake, the cherry on the tip, the pervitin on the sauerbraten. The filters adds a fluorescent, dreamlike texture to the sleek Kraut Zauberer Magie that is Minox III. Finally, if we slide open the back cover then nicely held in place by a spring-loaded detent, there is a film chamber. Drop in a cartridge and you are officially in business. Don't forget your Schmeizerfleisch and cyanide pills. As for whether it is the romanticized high-life spy business or the caught on the spot and shot like a dirty animal business, that's up to you, boy. Do you feel lucky today? The chassis of the camera, if I am not mistaken, Schmeitzen, I am so sorry, I cannot resist, is a whole piece of brass. Please do keep in mind that this design and technology emerged somewhat circa 1920s. This level of sophistication brought to life by some Latvian, Estonian...
TTOs! Whatever you Mario Kart racing D-bags are called!
The history is getting blurry. Do your own research if you want accurate information. The point is, the dude designed this piece of jewelry like clockwork, pencil on a piece of paper, back in the times when cameras were literal cinder blocks. Why the fuck do we not make stuff like this anymore? And there you have it, the Minox III subminiature camera. If you ask me, we probably peaked back then. Now all we got left is degenerating solid-state devices of increasingly boring and monotonous design, serving all the purposes yet deprived of meaning, connected to Hulu and Netflix and the big fucking brother, nonchalantly put together in a sweatshop with suicide prevention nets, encased in plastic shells that probably gonna make us retarded by the age of 50 and feeding off your most embarrassing fantasies. Oh fucking hell, mate, I'm done here.